In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 things that you should pack for your next Universal Orlando vacation that you may be overlooking. On this channel, we talk about all things Halloween, Harry Potter, and theme parks. If that's something you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. In the past, we've talked about what you should pack in your park backpack, but if you're like us and you have to travel to the parks, you may be wondering what you should pack in your suitcase. So in today's video, we're going to talk about 5 things that you may not have thought of that are going to make your park trip more enjoyable. Coming in at number 5 on our list is plastic baggies. I can't tell you how many times we have ordered Ziplocs through Postmates while we're at the park because they're just good for so many different things.
We use them for a wide variety of things. One of the most common things that we use them for is like when you're in a hotel room, if you're like us or if you're normal, you hang meat in your hotel room. Like, you make sure it is so cold. Like, when you wake up in the morning, you're just like, oh my god. Like your teeth are chattering, but it feels incredible. Like, that's what you do when you go to a hotel. You crank it down to like 52, and you sleep right through it. So when you take your camera equipment, when we take our camera equipment from that into the 90-degree heat and humidity, if you don't have it, like, it needs to get acclimated before you pull it out. Like, if you just take it straight from the hotel room and don't have any kind of protection on it, like, it'll just fog up everything, and it's really bad for your lenses, it's bad for your sensor.
It's a nightmare.
It's just terrible. So we use them a lot for our camera equipment. Another use that we get out of the Ziploc bags is there's 3 major water attractions at Islands of Adventure, and they do not offer free lockers for those attractions.
No.
So it is just handy to put, like, your phone, your wallet, anything that you want to keep dry down into those Ziplocs, and it just adds an extra layer of protection. Generally, we just buy a locker because the camera. But before we had the camera, we always just took Ziplocs, and we might like put it in 2 or 3 Ziplocs just to really give us a sense of security, because you get extremely wet on those rides. But it's very useful, and it does make you feel a lot better about jumping on one of the water rides. And another use that sort of goes along with that is we like to take the big gallon-sized ones, and if we decide to do the water rides and we don't necessarily want to go back to the hotel to change, we'll just put our wet clothing in those and keep it in that for like the rest of the day. If you wear a bathing suit underneath, you could take that off, put that in there. There's all sorts of uses for them, and like if we forget them, we end up buying them. So at this point, they are just always in our suitcase.
Number 4 on our list is snacks.
Of course it's food.
Let's be real, okay? No one is fun to be around when they're hungry, and when you go to Universal, having fun is a requirement.
And let me just say this, my wife is always hungry, so I guess you're never any fun.
I mean, you could pay like 3 times the MSRP for a Snickers at the airport, but it's a lot easier to just bring your own. Plus, we've had several trips where we're either flying in super early in the morning or we're leaving late at night and nothing is open.
Yeah, I think the last time we went, Anna decided she had to have this like $12 knockoff Chex Mix that...
It was like $7.
Okay, $7 knockoff Chex Mix that I'm pretty sure, like, they've had that in the store since the airport was built. Like, I'm almost positive. Like, it's older than you.
It was dinner time, and I had not had dinner.
And so she chose the fossilized Chex Mix.
You can also take these snacks into the parks at Universal.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize that you are allowed to bring drink and, like, water and stuff and snacks into the parks when you go.
This is a really great way to save a little bit of money as well. And it's just nice to have those snacks on hand, especially when it's like late at night and you're back at your hotel room and you realize
you got children.
You're just a little bit hungry. Maybe your kids are hungry. And it's nice to have something on hand where you don't have to leave the hotel room and try to find something that's open.
We highly suggest gummy bears.
Coming in at number 3 on our list is sun protection. Florida is known for 3 things, and that's theme parks, insane news stories, and heat. So, of course, sunscreen is going to be a given that you need to bring to the parks. We recommend getting the waterproof kind as well as like the sport versions that...
Yeah, we like the spray on. And you can probably tell, my wife has a PhD in sunscreen.
That's probably fair to say. So you just want to make sure you have that so that you're protected all day. And by all day, I mean in about 2-hour intervals. So make sure you reapply often.
Sun protection doesn't just stop with sunscreen. We also highly suggest some hats and some sunglasses. It gets really bright in the parks, and sometimes, I mean, like, it hurts. Blinding. And, of course, I love wearing hats, especially in the parks. They keep sun off my face, and I hate applying sunscreen to my face, especially right now with a mask. Like, I have gagged myself out many times, just like sprayed it and then put my mask on, and then instantly it's almost like getting waterboarded with some sunscreen.
I also think hats are a really great idea. My eyes are really sensitive to both light and sunscreen, so having to put...
So is your skin.
Having to put less sunscreen on my face is nice, and a little bit of a bonus is that when you wear a hat, it covers up that beautiful roller coaster hair that you get going in the parks.
Yeah, that really bothers me how my hair gets messed up.
Hey guys, real quick, if you're enjoying this video,
they are,
and it's helping you plan your next Universal Orlando vacation, we'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that thumbs up button so we can grow our channel and share our love for Universal with more people. Coming in at number 2 on our list is extra clothes.
Yeah.
Like we said, Florida is known for its heat, and you are going to sweat. And nobody wants to go to dinner in clothes that are just dripping with sweat.
Yeah, like, so on typical vacations, we might take, like, 2 or 3 extra outfits.
Yeah.
If there's, like, some sort of occasion, like maybe we're going to a fancy dinner, of course you pack something like that. But when we go to the theme parks, we generally, and it's, I'm not even exaggerating, we pack at least 2 outfits for every day.
Yeah.
I think sometimes the Uber drivers have, like, they kind of judge us a little bit. We have gotten out of the Uber many times, and they're like, "Oh, how long are you here for?" And it's like, "Oh, 3 days." And they're just, I mean, and it's just like, have a good day. Like, they're we hurt their fuel economy. We've done all kinds of things because we pack very heavily, but we never regret it. And half the time, like when we get home, we're just like, oh, we've got so many extra clothes that we didn't wear. But we've had a few times where we were so happy that we had all those extra outfits, especially like if it gets really humid or really hot. Sometimes you just want to change just to feel better, like, about the day.
Yeah, between, getting wet on the water rides and just sweating to death walking between the parks, it's so nice to have that extra set of clothes for, like, evening if you're going to go spend some time in City Walk or something like that.
Yeah, and if you're like me, it's inevitable that you will drop something on your shirt throughout the day, every day. Another thing that we pack a lot of is socks. No kidding, when we go into the parks, in our little park bag, we generally have like 1 or 2 extra pairs, like, for each of us.
Yeah.
And that's because throughout the day, you're walking a ton. Like we said, it's hot. You might get on a water ride. Your feet get wet. Whatever. There is nothing, and I mean nothing other than a frozen butterbeer, that feels as good as changing your socks, like, about midway through the day, 12 or 1 o'clock. It is a lifesaver.
Yeah, and if your socks are getting sweaty or wet, that is a recipe for blisters. Yeah. And if you get blisters on your feet, that is going to ruin the rest of your vacation because you have to walk everywhere in the parks. So definitely make sure you pack several pairs of socks. Coming in at number 1 on our list is comfortable shoes. We can't tell you how many times we've seen people in the parks in heels or flip-flops or sandals or loafers, and you just know they're miserable and like contemplating their life choices.
So, comfortable might not be the word to use there, because we've had plenty of people who are like, oh, but my flip-flops are comfortable, and it's like, okay, that's awesome. Tell me how comfortable they are after you walk like 27,000 steps or at the end of like a 4-day vacation. Yeah, like slide those bad boys on and tell me, like, your toes would be so raw.
Oh, God.
Like, it would just be terrible. Like, don't do it to yourself. What we suggest doing, honestly, is I'll take at least 3 pairs of shoes for the parks, like walking shoes,
tennis
shoes, and I will rotate them, like whatever pair of shoes that I wore the first day, that, like, I'll leave those to dry.
Yeah.
And you know how shoes are. They hit, like, you have different pressure points. They hit in different spots on your feet.
Yeah.
So we have just found that it makes our feet last longer through the vacation.
Actually, we just need to make number 1 comfortable clothes in general. We've all been there where you wear a brand new pair of like blue jean shorts or a new cute romper that you got and you didn't realize that it was going to chafe your legs or rub your arms the wrong way.
Facts.
And you just don't want to be miserable when you're in the parks in the heat for such a long period of time. So definitely think about the weather and dressing in clothes that you know are going to be comfortable, that aren't going to give you any issues.
And your last little pro tip. If you are new to the channel, welcome. We will be talking about food a lot. If you've been around for a while, you know we talk about food a lot and that we love food. And one thing that we do at Universal is we eat a lot of food. So, something that we have started doing years ago is we will take... Everybody's got fat clothes. And so we'll take our clothes that are 1 size bigger, 2 sizes bigger, because on day 5, if you have been just massacring the food like we do sometimes, yeah, those cute little skinny jeans you had, they don't fit anymore. And you don't want them to fit. Like, there is nothing worse than waking up first thing in the morning and feeling like you have a team member jumping on, like, the little harness from Rip Ride Rocket, just crushing your organs with your blue jean shorts. It's awful. My blue jean shorts.
Yeah, so you definitely need to think about, like, packing clothes as if it were Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like, everybody wears their stretchy pants for Thanksgiving. That's like day 5 of a theme park vacation.
Yeah, at Universal, every day is Thanksgiving. Alright guys, that wraps up today's video. Leave us a comment in the comment section and let us know what the weirdest, most appropriate thing that you take to the parks with you every time that you go.
If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. You can hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification so you get an alert every time we post a new video.
My feet hurt. Thanks for watching.